All right, folks, so the next thing we're talking about is moving into our L step, okay? What we just practiced was keeping our stance as we're moving side to side. And this is a super useful and important technique that we need to have built into our kumite so that we can immediately attack from our kamae, from our stance. But we also want to be able to move very quickly side to side. If we're trying to get out of a bad situation, maybe we're right along the edge of the tatami. We don't want to go out of bounds, so we have to move side to side. Our opponent's pressuring us really hard, something like that. We might want to be able to do it so that as they're coming in, we can retreat and move to this side so we can set up better counter attacks. There's a bunch of different reasons we might want to do this. There are cons to this as well, so we have to know why we're doing each thing, right? I can move much easier side to side if I bring my feet square. Much more quick movement side to side, but much harder to attack from here, generally speaking. Kicks are about the same. And I'm also about square, so I'm much easier to hit. I'm a bigger target here than I am here. The difference is that here, I'm not as mobile, so I can't move as easily to the side or as far to the side. I can't change direction quite as easily, but it's much easier for me to attack. So pros and cons to each thing, we're going to use them at different times. What our step is going to look like is it's going to look just like an L. So I need to bring my front foot back and my back foot to the inside. Okay? So step to the side and go 1, 2. Now, when we're doing this, we want to think, I want to be able to continue moving in that direction. So sometimes it's good to go 1, 2, and then realign. But as you're getting comfortable with this, you can just start out with step, realign. Step, realign, step, realign, okay? As we're going to the opposite direction, similar idea, we're going to draw our front foot in an L, all right? So my front foot goes in and back instead of my back foot turning me around, right? We're not doing this. So we're going to go 1, then my front foot comes like this, my back foot comes like that, right? So we go 1, 2, 1, 2. Each time we're moving, it's important to move onto the ball of the foot so you can move in any direction really effectively. And one thing to practice sometimes is stepping straight into a square stance. So instead of stepping like this, step here. Be able to move really easily, okay? We're always talking about moving flat, keeping our body low to the ground, not so low that we're immobile, okay? So we don't want to get so low, can't move our bodies. We don't also want to be up here, moving like this, all right? Find the place in your stance that you can move your feet all over the tatami really easily, all right, guys? The last part about this is that same idea that we just talked about, the last movement is realignment. So if my opponent is here, and again, I can get my tool to remember where my opponent is. Maybe it's a pillow, maybe it's a book, I don't know, you can put anything on the ground. We're going to realign to that position, okay? And practicing having really solid footwork, really solid foundational stance dynamics, okay, mechanics, is really important, because if you're moving and you're stepping so that your feet are misaligned, you're giving an opponent the opportunity to attack. You're not giving yourself an advantage. So we want to be sure that as we're training, especially if we don't have a partner, we're making sure we're always in the right place. So when we step, we're stepping along that angle and then realign to attack. All right?